Right, before we start, I just want to check that this is now, is this loud enough? Been a couple of comments lately about my videos being too quiet. So what I've done now is I've racked up the gain on this Focusrite Scarlett, taken the pop filter off, and hopefully things will now be loud enough for everybody. So fingers crossed that is the case.
What did I say?
During the meanwhilest.
During the meanwhilest? No, I don't like that at all.
Well, hello. It is the Pupster and me with excuse me, another Tech Tuesday video. And what a treat we have in store for anyone who wants to adapt their Nikon f-mount lenses to their Fujifilm x-mount cameras and retain full automated control over focus and aperture. There must be what, thousands of you out there? Hundreds? Tens? It's just you and me then, isn't it? Okay, all right then. Anyway, better that way, isn't it? I know I've been a Fujifilm shooter for 6 years or so now, and before that I shot Nikon for as long as I care to remember. And my most favourite lens of all time is, the GOAT, the micro Nikkor 105mm f2.8G macro lens. Now, I mainly use it on my Nikon D700, but have used it in the past on my Fujifilm cameras with just one problem. The cheapo old adapter I used, I think it was the best Choi one, provided no pass-through contacts between the camera and the lens. So while I could manually shift aperture via like a pseudo aperture collar, I had no idea what size aperture I was actually using. A lesser problem was the lack of autofocus, but that wasn't really a huge issue as I usually manually focus this lens anyway. But looking online in the latter part of last year, I came across a smart adapter made by a Chinese company called Fringer. At least I think they're Chinese, as that's where the lens came from. Anyway, by smart, I mean the adapter has pass-through electrical contacts, enabling not only autofocus, but also the ability to control and record in EXIF data your chosen aperture. So I ordered one, and within a week, it was at my door all the way from China. Absolutely remarkable. Now, these adapters are on that famous auction site, priced anywhere between the £205 I paid for mine and around £350, I know. All for the identical piece of kit. It's absolutely crazy. So if you do want one after watching this, just be careful how much you pay and search lower down the results for a fuller range of prices. Excuse me. Also, be aware of the chance of import duties, and I seem to have been lucky and dodged any in this instance. Build, I have to say, is excellent with a satisfyingly secure fit both at the F-mount and X-mount ends. There are data points to line up, making attaching the lens to the adapter and then the adapter to the camera much easier. There's absolutely zero play or looseness in my copy, at least, and it all feels like a high quality product with both mounting surfaces being of metal construction. There is no glass in the adapter, so it is a pure adapter and not a speed booster, and therefore my 105mm Nikkor lens now measures at around 160mm in full frame equivalency. Anyway, and speaking of weight, the adapter comes in at 198 grams, including both caps, and doesn't affect the way the lens is balanced on my XH2. The adapter has a USB-C port as well, presumably for firmware updates. All in all, I think it looks really quite nice mounted on my camera body and doesn't add a huge amount to its length, spoil the aesthetic, or affect handling too much at all. But what, Nicholas, I hear you all cry, is it like in use? Well, aperture is easily controlled via the XH2's front command dial, just like on my D700. And metering is just as quick as with a native Fuji or third-party X-mount lens on. Autofocus wise, now this isn't the fastest focusing lens out there, being of nearly 20-year-old design. Now you're not going to shoot any fast moving or even relatively slow moving things like tortoise racing with this setup, but I use this lens in manual focus mode, so that's not an issue for me. But things like focus stacking or focus bracketing still work fine. For the sake of this video, I shot 2 images in quickish succession, one on my D700 and the other on my XH2, and I couldn't really detect any fall off in focusing speed or metering speed between the two. In terms of image quality, as there's no glass and therefore no effect on the lens's optical formula, there's no difference in the pictures other than the higher resolution and increased telephotoness of the Fujifilm ones. In conclusion then, this adapter opens up a whole new world of being to attach Nikkor autofocal lenses to your Fujifilm camera. Importantly for me, I now know the aperture I'm using, both at the time of shooting and when reviewing my images later. And for me, that was worth the purchase price alone. Well, there we are then. That's it for this week's Tech Tuesday. What a quick video as well, and hopefully quick and loud. Well, not loud, no, but loud enough. There we are. If it's still too quiet, please let me know, and I will endeavour to put things right. Anyway, as usual, just be nice, all right? Be nice, and we'll see you hopefully on Saturday. I haven't actually filmed anything yet, so yeah, we should be okay. We should be on Saturday. He said, right, I'm off then. Be nice, all right? Ta-ra.